January 24th, welcome back to Edgework. I'm Zack Phillips, joined here today by Alex Moretto, Matt Alber here on the Wednesday show. We got 7 NHL games ahead of us. We will break down every single one of those games here tonight. If you guys have questions about the games, questions about futures, awards, all that kind of stuff, you can ask them there in the chat. We will get to them throughout the course of the show here today. But before we can get into all of that, before we can get into some surprises that we've got planned for the show, I got to remind you that today's show, as always, is sponsored by BetStamp. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is by using multiple sports books and always getting the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp to help you do so. BetStamp compares odds across every sports book for games, futures, and player props so that you can save time and money by checking BetStamp before you bet. Make sure to download the app today. It is available on iOS, Android, as well as on the web if that's how you prefer to do it. If you're looking to sign up for a new sportsbook account, please check out the offers available at betstamp.app/edgework. That's betstamp.app/edgework. You can also find this link in the description of the show, whether it's on podcast or YouTube, you'll find it there. Let's get into the show here today, guys. We're going to get some Rangers Talk Radio to open things up, but just quickly for those wondering, yesterday's show, 3-6 technically. 3-5. I mean, Jason throws in the -1.5 on San Jose just to sewer me. Every time he comes in on the Tuesday show to take over for me, throws in one of those and then associates it to my name. I got to put my foot down here at some point, Moretto. That's ridiculous. I'm calling out Alber online as a joke. Next thing you know, these things are being tracked.
I agree. You just got to stop missing shows, I guess. That's probably the only solution here because it seems like Jason's not going to stop. So I think you just have to keep showing up and everything will be all right. Just demolishing our record here on this show.
You just got to show up so that it's a parlay instead of just one single Sharks -1.5.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that brings our record on the year to 203, 205, and 5. So that's 413 bets. We're at a 5.7% ROI. So record, not that important. The ROI is, and we're still up pretty good here. We're 5.7% ROI just on this season alone. You look back to the body of work we've put together over the last season and a half. It's been real good for the Edgework show. So we look to continue to do that here today, especially with these 7 games ahead of us. If you're watching right now, you haven't already, hit that like button here on the channel. Recently hit 2,000 subscribers. We got the watch along planned for February 15th. Trying to figure out what the best way to do the one chip challenge is here as well. We'll mix that into a watch along as well. So don't worry, that is coming. We're not going to bail. I'm not going to bail on that, but hit that like button, subscribe here. Let's continue to get it up. Chat is very active here this morning. I appreciate it. But the one that I'm seeing, it's sticking out to me the most is people are trying to guess who's coming on here today. Alber and Moretto have no idea, just so you guys know. They genuinely don't know who's coming on. I came up with an idea. I brought it to Rob. Rob liked the idea. Cameras caught us in the office yesterday preparing for it. These guys have no clue. So they will be as surprised as you guys when this happens. Before we can get to that, though, we do have a question here. Jeremy said, -1.5 didn't hit. Rangers must have won. That must have been the case, right, Alber? I woke up this morning, I checked, it lost. The Rangers won last night against San Jose?
Yeah, I mean, they were, up 2-0 after 2, dominated the game, certainly didn't collapse in the third. Certainly didn't lose in overtime after the Sharks set like 3 pick plays in 4 seconds. I'm glad they lost, honestly. Like, I am. I think it's what they needed. And like losing to the Sharks, like it carries something extra with it, right? Like it's not just like you lost to a bad team. Like it's fucking embarrassing. And like, sure, you want the win. Like you want that extra point. Hopefully the division doesn't come down to 1 game, 1 point. Like you want to get back on the plane after the West Coast trip with a couple wins, blah, blah, blah. Like they need a fucking wake up call. Like they've been playing like dog shit for the last month. And this isn't even like, you talked about it with the Leafs. Like the Leafs need to lose to shake things up, right? Like you want to see big changes. Like that's not happening with the Rangers. You're not getting a coaching change. You're not getting a GM change. You're not getting star players traded. Like even went up 2-0. Like they were garbage last night. Like it was terrible. And they've been bad the entire fucking West Coast road trip. Like a few weeks ago, we were kind of talking about this after they kind of ran the gauntlet in December. So kind of seeing this little lull coming is not shocking, I don't think. But it's been a whole month of this. And like if it wasn't for one period against the Ducks the other night, they're going home with a 0-point road trip or a 1-point road trip, right? So it's like maybe losing to the worst team in hockey is not the worst thing right now, especially in kind of humiliating fashion, having a 2-goal lead in the third period. And like, you know what? Maybe being pissed off on a 6-hour plane ride home is exactly what they need. Because this is fucking embarrassing at this point. Like, your top line forwards have been useless. Mika Zibanejad doesn't have an even strength goal since like Christmas. The power play can't score a goal in, I don't even know how many chances they've had the last few games. Like, you only have one good line now. And even on that, like, Alexis Lafreniere has the scoring touch of me in a fucking beer league. Like, Keandre Miller's forgotten how to play hockey altogether. He's a complete pylon. And he actually had a decent night last night. And even on a night when Igor can't be blamed for a single goal that went by him, you still find a way to blow a 2-goal third period lead to San Jose. Like, it's pathetic. They need to wake the fuck up. Like, I don't know what they need to do, but you know what? Maybe this is the embarrassment that they need.
Mika's always been a bit of a power play merchant, right?
He's always been better, but you can't score that either. Like, he's got one power play goal in the last month. So you know what? Like,
what is a wake-up call in your opinion? Like, what is a wake-up call to this Rangers team? Is this just the team needs to play better? These guys need to come out of the All-Star break refreshed, relaxed, and just come back with a new mindset coming out of that? Is this that it's time for a trade to happen with this team? Like, in your opinion, you're saying, hey, these guys need a wake-up call. They need to change what's going on here and the rut that they've been in, the pattern that they've been in over the last little while. How does that happen? How does that get enacted here in New York?
It's the $1 million question. I mean, I don't think there's a massive trade coming, right? Like, you kind of look out there and like the biggest trade that you can conceivably see them making, because they're not sending guys out, right? Like, they're up near the top of the league trying to contend, is maybe they.
Wait, I thought they were trading Kakko to Montreal.
Yeah, he needs to change his scenery.
Yeah,
he needs to change his scenery. This needs to happen.
You could take Lafreniere because he couldn't hit a fucking. He misses empty nets worse than Ryan Strome does. Like, it's disgusting.
When did Kakko come back?
He came back on the back half of the Washington back-to-back.
Pulling his game log up here.
I want to say
he's been back for
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6 games, and they're a pristine 3-3. So they missed their 3% to the They beaten Washington, Seattle, and Anaheim. That's impressive. Really impressive.
And that 3-3 is very misleading. Like, Washington, they did not play well. Seattle, like, they were playing their AHL team that night, and I don't remember. Oh, Anaheim was the other one. Like, they were losing in the third against Anaheim the other night too. Like, again,
I know you can mush our bets, but I didn't realize you had this power to mush the Rangers too. Poor Kakko, man. Guy's just playing for a new contract, and Alber's out here sewering him.
I don't know, right? So, like, with what they need, I think the biggest thing you can kind of see happening was them going out and maybe they find a way to make a trade for Elias Lindholm, and maybe they say that's something they need to do. I don't really think it is when you kind of think more about it, especially as it looks like Hedl may be closer to coming back. But I mean, you saw this same group of players play a hell of a lot better.
Hedl coming back would be big though too.
Hedl come back is massive. Don't get me wrong. It kind of helps slot everyone else in. I tend to think he's a little further away than a lot of the reports lately are seeming to lead people to believe. But, like, I don't know. It's got to come internally, right? It's like, even now, they've had one good line the entire year.
That's a great guy.
I'm not even going to go into the Patrick Kane thing. We'd be here all day. But, like, I don't think Tarasenko is the worst addition. The problem is, like, I look at that and I say, well, I don't think you're putting him back on that first line. I mean, they got him last year, and Kreider, Zibanejad, and Tarasenko went together last year. Were one of the worst lines in hockey since the trade deadline. So I don't think that's the answer. And then you're looking at it going, like, second line's the only good line. Like, you're not breaking that up. And again, you also saw how Tarasenko fit with Panarin and Trocheck, and it was better. But, like, they've done pretty well with Lafreniere. So it's like, okay, now you're putting Tarasenko probably on that third line with you're hoping maybe Hedl and, like, Will Cooley or something. And I'm like, I just don't think that that's the spot for him, especially because you're probably not breaking up that power play. Now, they've been bad, but I just don't think you're breaking it up.
Would you attach a first to Goodrow to get rid of the contract?
I don't think it's going to end up being a first. I do think they're going to end up giving a second. I don't think right now is the time to do it though. I don't see what that does for you right now. I think you're going to have to do it over the summer, just in order to fill your roster out and pay all the guys that are coming up. But I don't see the upside to doing it right now.
I do have one more question about just generic hockey stuff here before we get into today's games, get into the picks and the best bets. There's reports out there that Sean Monahan would go for a first-round pick. I saw Frank Saravelli reporting that for this year. But before we can even get into what the Habs are going to be giving away, what could potentially be coming back, I told you guys on this show, I've gotten sick and tired of hearing about the Habs, hearing about how much the Leafs suck. You guys thought I might have been joking, but I was not. I had a text from Alber yesterday saying that they were going to talk about the Leafs' $13 million contract for Marner. They were going to pay him $100 million, even though he couldn't score 100 points. I had enough. I've had enough of these guys shit-talking me. I've had enough of these guys blaming me for Jason locking in these picks that I have nothing to do with. And at that point, I told Pizzola, you know what? I need reinforcements.
God damn it.
Yo, Joey Pucks! Welcome to Edgework.
Baby, it's about time. It's about time. I tell you what, I'm not usually a company man, but Pizza Man, Zach, we jump on a call yesterday, and they say this show couldn't get any worse. Our Wednesday show, this is worse. This is worse than when we had like Krabs Bets on or whoever was on this channel. That Alber, Moretto, it doesn't get any worse than this. This show is thinking we need somebody to come in here and save it because Alber's on one of those like a hitman forward progress streak, and Moretto hasn't said anything interesting about the NHL in 3 months. So listen, good to be here. And you know what? Usually I thought I'd be off for a few months, but you know what? I'm not going to take any more time, man. I'm here, ready to save the day. Got some winners. If you listen to friend of the show, YB, you know Joey Bucks. He's not just another pretty face, baby. He's got some winners. What do we got so far on the docket?
Yeah, Joey Knish is clearly saving all his winners for this show because he certainly didn't give one out during college football season.
CLV, baby. That's what we always say. CLV, it'll always turn. Yeah. I was gonna say we'll beat the line by 30 points there, Evan, and lose 8-0.
I also love his dog floating in and out of the background of his picture like a fucking hologram.
Yeah. She's like, it's a real, a little bit of hologram here on the dog. What do we got so far today? What's been the early look?
We've had 10 minutes of Albert bitching about the Rangers. That's basically it so far.
Yeah, welcome in, Joey.
Is he Alber? Are you still cheerleading for them, like doing that there, or are you? Is that not, did you quit today? I know some places, but is that still part of your? Imagine,
that's happening.
I always think like you go to Tampa, you've got like Instagram models on the ice, wearing like skimpy outfit. You go to New York, you're like, oh, this could be a great. You see Alber's mug out there in like a hoodie, shaving the goalie crease down. It's like, well, what happened to the ice girls? Let me go to Dallas. Let me go to Tampa. I paid $800 for this Rangers ticket, and I got Alber's mug out there and, trying to yell at, the goalie that he needs to get his pad level up or something.
Does this mean you're going to give a winner out on a show for the first time since like February?
We got a full deck, baby. A lot of great games tonight. Jets very live tonight. Some people are saying I wouldn't call it that, but
so Zach brings someone on. Zach brings someone on because he's upset that I'm chirping the Leafs, and he brings someone on who's going to bet against the Leafs anyways. I love it.
This backfired so fast. What a mistake.
Can we get your thoughts, Joey, on the Mitch Marner contract
I'm
extension
surprised
over here?
that I know I'm surprised Albs hasn't laid it like a Canucks Avs Kraken parlay here to get back.
Sounds like Zach's reverse 1.5 parlay you're cooking up over there.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get
All
the
right,
official Joey Puck's comment on a Mitch Marner contract extension while you're here? While we're going at Zach.
Pay the man. Pay the man. You got it. Mitch Marner, baby. Listen, I love you. Listen, the man is, hey, he deserves it. This Leafs team, this really might be the year. I know they've had, listen, Michigan football national championship. Didn't think I'd see that. Lions go into an NFC title. I know the Leafs haven't, they've only choked in, the playoffs 80, since Zach was, he was in diapers or so. I don't remember. I don't even know the last time the Leafs won anything. But pay the man. This could be the year. Maybe not tonight, but this could be the year. It all comes together.
All right, well, Kanish, let's start there. You got some interest in this Jets game. They're on the road here in Toronto tonight, taking on the Maple Leafs. The Leafs minus 125, hosting Winnipeg. Winnipeg coming in plus 117. See a total out there right now of 6. You seem to be leaning towards the Jets. What are your thoughts on this game? And do you have a bet?
Fly, Jets, fly, baby. Yeah, we got a little Winnipeg there. Get in the old Jet seat here. And listen. You know I'm a Leafs guy through and through, just not tonight. They got plenty of time left to rebound after tonight, but I took a little Winnipeg tonight on the money line there. Pinnacle Sportsbook, which we love, best price, little penny lean there to might be the wrong way. Maybe I'm on the wrong side, but give me a little
shocker.
Shocking turn of events there. You on the wrong side? It's almost like any of us have seen. What is it? Pay the Books.
Oh my god! All right,
a lot of big chalk tonight as well here on the ice. Here. Other than this game, it's a chalk. Did you boys lay any of these prices? Anything?
I did not. This looks like more of a totals night than a sides night.
I actually now Joey Puck. All jokes aside, Joey Pucks does bet NHL series. I was talking to Alber about this last night with some folks who are pretty good, but I actually have nothing on I usually play some overnights, but other than that, don't have a ton of other stuff. Like I said, that's hit on the board on these juicy games. If I'm laying it with a big chalk tonight, or flip side, who's the live dog here?
For
me, it's Buffalo.
There's a minus 200 or higher favorite here. Which chalk am I laying? Which dog am I taking?
For dogs, the only one I'd kind of have any interest in would be Chicago. But man, Chicago's so bad. But the Kraken, they're injured. They kind of look like shit right now. They can't score goals. It's hard to lay minus 260 with a team that can't put the puck in the net. So the Blackhawks for me would be the one team.
Yeah. He said
Kraken for everything.
26,000 on Kraken to 26,000 to win 10 on the 260 on the Kraken there. Yeah. So whatever. If I can get more, is that the max? Is that I can get more? Okay. Let me call you. I'm on the show here, but let me call you back. So yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Wonder how you came up with that
one. That's a quality. I tell you what, a lot of talent on that Blackhawks team without their only good player. They could be very live.
We got old man Nick Foligno back, so we're cooking now with the Blackhawks.
What about laying the chalk, baby? What about laying the chalk here?
For me, it's Florida.
Oh God! I agree. I was at
Florida's the chalk.
And, it's trouble because that's exactly where I was going with that. That's probably my biggest futures position.
So Joey Knish and I.
So you must watch Edgework because I've given out Florida everything here several times here. Florida Cup, Florida East, Florida Atlantic. You must be watching the show.
I was gonna say, let me go after that. I go rip those tickets up after this, but. Yeah, Florida division is a big piece. Florida division and Dallas, Dallas conference and division were the two big. Although this Bruins team is really putting the Florida division. They've turned it on again. Yeah, we were right there.
We got
for
Florida
like a
back
minute,
down
and
to like
now-
plus 130, and now they're back up to like 250 again here. So.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'm blaming Joey Knish for this one. Like Florida was doing all well while it was just Moretto and I giving it out. Joey Pucks comes in here and now like they can't win a game anymore.
Well, there's another way to look at that, Albs, is now the value's back, baby. So
Yes,
so
it is.
well they're a point or a point
is.
behind. No, you don't want to bet it. Now a little bit of a lull here. We got how many? We're only halfway through. We got 40 games to go, 35 games to go.
35.
Plenty of time, baby. Buy a little Florida there. They'll come through for us in the end. That's the only one I think. That's the only one. I haven't bet too much division stuff lately. At least
It's
in
nice
the last
it's nice to see after last year's playoffs when you went head to head with me with the Wild and Stars that you realized your mistake and you
What
are
are
now
you
on
doing?
Team Dallas though. Hey, you've
Listen,
come a
I
long
knew
way.
Last year wasn't their year. They weren't gonna win it all. This year, baby, this is the year that the Stars actually put it all together. And finally, get to the put the star on the cup, if you know what I'm saying.
Knish, when you came on the NFL show on the Thursday for the Thanksgiving, you had a lock. You had a number for the Lions. It was good to any number. A bet for the Lions. It was good to any number. You got a bet with like that tonight. Is that the Winnipeg Jets? Good to any number here tonight. Fly Jets fly.
Well, I was gonna say I wouldn't say that if worked out in our favor particularly. A little bit of Oppo Steve Penny. You can even get a little better, little extra juice on Winnipeg now. Some people watch. Some people might be setting it up, if you know what I'm saying there.
That might be the quickest
let's
steam
just
against
say,
the pick we've given out on this show all season.
a little bit of market manipulation there. Wink, wink.
Shout out to the traders at FanDuel that are watching this and moving. on us
Yeah.
every
They
time we
said,
get on the phone.
we got. They don't want. They know what's coming later with the steam there.
That's impressive. I've never even seen Alber give out a pick that Steve's against him that quickly.
Listen, here we go, baby. You want to save it? Listen. I know Alb's been in the dumps. I know he's been on a terrible run. I know he hasn't been doing his, listen, I'm not saying they're going to cut him from the New York Ice cheerleaders, but some people aren't happy with his performance. He likes the Panthers tonight. Joey K likes the Panthers tonight. That's what he needs to get back on.
Coyote's good to any price. Right
Lay
now.
it with Florida. And in minus 200? What are they giving out? What? It's like what is it? ESPN bet type of discount there? Should be good to 300. Give me Florida there. Oh, FanDuel minus 205. Is that the best price in the market? Let me tell you.
Yeah,
I
I like
think
it.
it'll last about 4 seconds till the trader watching the show.
Yeah, let me tell you
steers
something.
that.
Not gonna
Puts
be
us at
205 in about 10 seconds here because should be 305.
It's going to be 195 pretty soon.
Here, Florida. Don't say today. The boys don't put their money about there. Here, placed. Here, I don't know. Okay, the camera doesn't show up, but there you go.
It's that fake background you got.
We're in on, but yeah. It's tough to actually see things when you're trying to blend in with this nice house here. But what else we got?
So there's the favorites. For me, the dog is Buffalo. If I'm playing it, it's Buffalo. LA is not playing well enough to be laying minus 200 right now. But that's never going to win. And I did not play that. So I don't recommend it. Unless Joey Knish says he likes the Kings, in which case, the lock of the year. But
I got nothing in Kings favors tonight. But
no, I got if we want to go unders here, I got Canucks Blues under 6.5. I think this is
Zach.
This is basically going to be one-sided.
Zach, did you check the Panthers price again at FanDuel? I just want to see. Like, I'm sure it must be. It must
minus
be
230.
Oh!
Shout out to the traders in Jersey City. Watching
25-cent move on a bet. Wow! You almost. I can't believe. I mean, you'd almost think that like. One of the best in the world would have had to bet it for that kind of move. 25-cent move? I mean, listen. Woo! I tell you
and
what.
they bounced back immediately on that too.
Tell you what, folks.
Everybody say hi to the traders at FanDuel watching this.
I tell you that, yeah, well, they might have woke up early. I know they're usually waking up on the show and being like, "Oh, well, who can we, use to get some fade money here?" Then all of a sudden they see Joey Bucks. People are screaming it's like boiler room there, like, alert, alert! Everybody get to the trading desk. Oh, baby.
Wow,
I
Kanish.
tell you,
Look at that.
hashtag market influence. Also, Bet Vic. What? Go back to the. Hopefully not one of our sponsors. Bet Victor? What the hell is that?
It's one of the Canadian books that takes like 45 minutes to move that we can't.
Oh, well, they also take about 30% of your hold there on the. So,
it's tough for tougher
250.
tougher regular season, but we love our Bet Victor for you can cycle through 3 accounts in preseason and really have some fun with them. So we like a little BV on this show. We don't mind a little BV here.
I remember Moretto telling me to come on up to Canada.
Delete that comment. We don't need it. We know it hit 230. That's all we need to know. We can delete that out of there. Somebody get an admin in the chat here.
All right, Kanish, before we let you get out of here, I want to know the state of Detroit. You have the Lions, you got the Michigan title, but outside of that, I mean, Red Wings kind of fell off a cliff after what you were declaring was going to be the Stanley Cup season. The Pistons, historically bad start to the year. Feels like at least they're not as bad as they were to start, but they strung together a couple of wins. What's going on in Detroit right now? What's the vibe? And are we getting a Lions Super Bowl this year?
Red Wings 7-2-1 last 10, sir. If you don't mind me, looking at the data, plus 10. Let's see, goal differential. Leafs plus 13. Red Wings plus 10. I'm not. All I'm saying, who's the better team here? In the listen, I'm not sure where. In terms of the rebuild, the Leafs
Red Wings have won more games than the Leafs.
And now we got listen. Hey, don't worry. Yzerman's got us on the right path.
The eyes are playing.
Year or two, don't worry about it. We got Patrick Kane resurgence. Although I think he's hurt now for the web, but it was a
he is. Couldn't beat our Dallas Stars last night though. Couldn't beat our Dallas Stars last night.
We had him, and I think we gave up. Oh no, we gave up 4, and that we didn't have them. It was 5-2, and then we scored a few back. I thought we had them when it was 2-1. But
yeah, you guys had a great second period.
Yeah, hey, for this Sunday, baby. Listen, I know this is a hockey show, but when there's free money to be had, and you're getting a full TD with the Team of Destiny this weekend, Detroit. The watch party at Ford Field, 60,000 seats sold out in like 3 hours yesterday. So yeah, it is. It's going to be a wild scene. I think I'm going to go watch. I know Moretto's trying to get me on the live stream. I might try and do it. Like I'm going to be out watching the game, not in Frisco, but maybe I'll jump on if I'm at a watch party there. Well, depending on the score as well. If we're losing by 3 scores and it's Hitman in the fourth quarter, I'm not jumping on. But
do you feel better about the Lions now after Hitman just released maybe an under for one of your guys?
Oh my goodness! Did he? I was gonna say I haven't. Let me tell you something. If you've been Hitman props, I'm like, hey, listen, this is like the new RAS college basketball Hitman props. It's gonna steam, and then you bet the other side, and you're gonna be living in freaking Fiji with a 8-bedroom condo here, fading these moves on the Hitman.
I think I'm gonna lock in some golf 300 plus right now. I think that's what I'm about to do.
Don't stop there. 400 plus, whatever. Hitman, he's got the touch of death there on the prop this year. So
we were looking for a good to any number. There's a good to any number right there.
Yeah, I'm not worried about fading the Hitman prop. I'll tell you that right now.
Does it go better or worse than fading your college football?
Hey, don't worry, baby. The 2024 is the year of hit the books. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's getting behind it. Also, you can tell about the subscribers and the live viewers, which is a lot better than the other shows on this channel. No worry about that. But this is the year where it all comes together for HTB. So we'll look for it. Yeah, yes, Carson, he took golf under. Fine, go log in now. Hopefully, I don't even know if these move anymore because they've been so rough. But if they do, golf over for your kids' 401k.
All right, there you go, Kanish. Thank you for doing this here this morning. We locked into 2 bets, courtesy of Kanish. The Florida Panthers money line, minus 206 there. And we got the Winnipeg Jets money line, plus 117. We saw Winnipeg take steam go there. We saw the Leafs take steam immediately after, get faded real quick. But Kanish, thanks for doing this. We appreciate it. Good luck to your Red Wings, not so much to your Pistons. But good luck to your Lions as well this weekend, and enjoy the rest of the week. Joey Pucks, thanks for stopping by.
Joey Pucks, baby. Hey, listen, if the price is right, could be a regular on the show. We'll see, yeah, especially if these picks go well. So great to everybody. Holmes, get that ice nice and clean tonight. Bring your broom out there. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks,
later,
Kanish.
buddy.
All right, there you go. I said I had something special planned for today. I think that was enough entertainment. We got 2 best bets locked in. We'll go through some of the other games.
I knew it was going to be
I mean,
Kanish.
here's the thing, right? Like yesterday, as soon as we saw this announcement, and Moretto and I legitimately did not know, but that was kind of our guess, and that was kind of everybody's guess. He doesn't disappoint when it comes to entertainment, I'll tell you that. Like we were even kind of expecting it, but
You still doing the cheerleading there for the Rangers?
Joey Pucks.
Lots of
I can't
clippable
believe,
material.
The Rangers blow a 2-goal third period to the San Jose Sharks last night, and I'm getting up bright and early to listen to fucking Joey Pucks come in here.
Oh my God. As soon as I saw this morning that they came back and won that game, I was so excited for how this morning was going to go. I knew we were going to get Alber starting off the show with some Rangers Talk Radio and then transition into Kanish coming on here to let it fly. So thanks to him for that. But we'll go through the rest of the games here tonight. I know you guys have some best bets. We'll get through those. Again, if you guys have questions in the chat, please feel free to send them. We'll break these down. We'll recap all the bets. We did lock in those 2 courtesy of Kanish. If they go sideways, they go sideways. But those are official plays given out here on the show, so we're not going to just skip over them. But let's go to this Florida-Arizona game, see if you guys have anything there. Moretto, we'll start with you. Obviously, we give out Florida minus 205 there. We're seeing some market move out to 215 now, best price available. You can find Arizona plus 199. But in terms of the total, we're seeing a total of 6. Any thoughts on where this total currently lies?
No, I think the total's kind of priced about right. We talked about how Panthers games should not be priced at 6.5, and even though they've kind of had a couple that have still gone over at that number, kind of undeservingly. Bobrovsky's had a couple rough starts. But, yeah, we talked about how the total should come down. They have come down. We're at 6 now. And while I still do kind of like to bet Florida unders, the Coyotes are not a team that I care to do that against. They do have good goaltending in Ingram, but, like, they can score some goals, and defensively not that great. Bobrovsky back tonight. Don't exactly know what to expect from him. So, nothing for me here, but hopefully you tailed Joey Pucks on that and got in before the number steamed to oblivion. So there you go.
Alber, any thoughts?
I wonder who he texted. I wonder who he texted to put that bet down so that the market would actually move, because I know he didn't do that from his own account. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that one's a mystery. No, I mean I said it before Joey Kanish, so yeah, he's tailing me here. It's Florida or nothing. I was looking for sub 200 to get in here. There's a lot of injury news of this game, even still to come. Like Barkov was announced out. Now it seems like he might play. I know, like I haven't even looked, but I know there's a couple guys that are also kind of day to day here. Yeah, it's Florida or nothing. It is under or nothing, but unless I get sub minus 200, I'm gonna stay away and hope that Joey Pucks doesn't kill our great record here we have going.
Yeah, this could tank the ROI, laying that 200 for that. But well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We do lock that in. Now going to the other game that we did have an official bet in. And again, that number's still hanging around better than where we locked it in. But we see the Jets come plus 120 right now, despite the plus 117 that we grabbed it at. And the Maple Leafs minus 125 with a total of 6 in this game. Some 6.5s out there. A little few and far between. So find those if you do shop around, if that's what you're looking for. Moretto, go to you again here on this one. What are your thoughts on side and total?
I mean, kidding aside, that's like I've never seen a bet on this show that has been locked
I
in and
know.
steamed that significantly the other way so fast. Like that's just the comedic timing of that was fantastic. I don't like Winnipeg necessarily. We're seeing from Connor in the chat that Bertuzzi is out tonight. I don't know that necessarily would change the number all that much. I don't think he's worth more than maybe like 0.5% or 1% right now to the to the side. But
he's not
honestly,
a 3% Capo Caco, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, he is not. He is not a Capo Caco ace in the hole. I kind of don't love the Jets right now. I don't know. They're getting bailed out a lot by goaltending. Their kind of performance has dipped a little bit. Brossoit in net tonight, not Hellebuck. Don't know. Like Brossoit's been playing well, but like don't know whether or not they're going to kind of get that same bailout performance. Like honestly, for all the talk of like the sky falling in Leafs land, the Leafs haven't been playing terrible hockey. They've just been playing Leafs hockey. And realistically, that all that means is they're inconsistent. They're prone to 10-minute lapses where they give up 3 goals. But like their overall body of work has been fine. And Samsonov seems to be finding his game a little bit now too. If you're a Leafs fan, that's very encouraging to see that it's not all kind of lost there. I do somewhat lean to, again, the Leafs, but like the way that where this price is now, I can't get behind it. And I'm not dying to bet a total either way right now with Samsonov versus Brossoit and net. Honestly, Brossoit's body of work has been good, and Samsonov's finding his game, but like obviously, like the uncertainty there with both is there's just too much uncertainty for me to care to get in the total here.
Yep, that's fair enough. Alber, where do you come in on this game tonight?
I think that sums it up pretty well. Like an hour ago, I was looking at this and I was like, well, I like the Leafs, but it's just out of range for me. I was hoping that Joey Puck's coming in here and give Winnipeg, like someone would actually respect him, but that was a silly thing to think, obviously. Was kind of hoping he may move that and give me like a Leafs minus 115, but obviously it's kind of going the other way, which I agree with. Total, it's just so high variance, right? Like, would anyone really be shocked if Winnipeg just totally shut them down the way they've been shutting everyone down and they win 3-1? Not really. Would anyone be surprised if this turned into like 7-5? Not really.
Right.
So no, I think the total's kind of right here. I'm nowhere near close to playing Winnipeg, but at this point, like the Leafs are out of range for me.
All right, well, continue to move on here. And again, if you do have questions in the chat, please make sure to send them in there. Hopefully you enjoyed the appearance by Joey Pucks. And if you did, hit that like button here on today's show. Less than half the people watching right now have liked the stream right now. And when we look back at the numbers after the fact, there's about 60% of the people who watch the daily live shows or watch the videos we put out on this channel that aren't subscribed. 60% of you watch these videos and are not subscribed. That number's got to get up. So if you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button, like this stream. But let's continue to move on. We got the Boston Bruins hosting the Carolina Hurricanes here tonight. Boston minus 135, Carolina plus 123, seeing some totals of 5.5, seeing some totals of 6 out there. Matt, what are your thoughts on where this market is currently settled in at?
I think it's about right. I'm certainly closer to playing Carolina here. You have no idea what you're going to get in net from them night in, night out at this point. I was looking for maybe like a plus 135 or something to get in on Carolina here. I think this is exactly right. Honestly, in a pretty bad slate, like this should actually be a pretty good game. But no, I'm not overly interested in getting involved here. I think the total is right in line. Again, you don't know where you're going to get on net from Carolina. Like, and then the Bruins, like it should be lower scoring, but at the same time, like if the Bruins put up 5 goals on their own, I think it's Spencer Martin starting tonight for Carolina. Like if they put up 5 goals, like that's wouldn't shock me in the least. And Carolina's going to get some offense on there, and so I don't know. I think it's over or nothing, but I'm not interested in the total, and the side I think is right in line.
Any total interest for you, Moretto?
No, you need to see who's starting in net for. I don't even know who's starting in net for Carolina. It's left wing lock projects Spencer Martin right now. That would be ugly to say the least, especially against a Boston team that is clicking right now offensively. They've really kind of found their groove. This is very much a bet on team, which sucks because, like we said, we talked about those Panthers futures. I still feel good about them, honestly. And now that the price is back to where it is, I'd still be happy to lock in some Panthers futures. I do think this is a team that's going to add at the deadline, whereas the flexibility the Bruins have to add is very limited. Until watch fucking Patrice Bergeron's going to sign for a league minimum contract.
Yeah,
Like,
We
March,
don't
and
need Rob
like, oh my
Gronkowski
God.
2.0 in Boston right now.
So,
We don't need him coming back every year for the playoffs.
Yeah. So honestly, yeah, no, I can't. The way Boston's clicking offensively, I'm going up against who knows what in net for Carolina. I can't get on a side or a total here. I think the game is just priced right, and I know it's pretty boring. No pick so far. At least Joey Pucks gave a couple losers for everyone in the chat. So
Joey Puck's coming in here. Zach thought he was going to be on his side, and the first thing he does is Winnipeg Jets money line, fade the Leafs.
That's fine. It went the other way right after he did it. So I was okay with watching that one happen if he's going to fade them. Maybe not necessarily for the show, but we'll take it. Carrie saying Bruins team total over 3.5 plus 110. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on where that is? I think based on what the total was currently sitting at, myself, it's a little bit difficult to get behind, but
yeah, you'd also, again, you'd need to I'm not betting anything either way until we get a confirmation in net for Carolina.
Right.
I just don't play team totals. I don't really know how to price team totals out. I don't enjoy spending my time there sweating out empty net goals. I just team totals aren't even something I dive into, to be honest.
Just in regards to some of the futures and stuff that have been discussed here on the show, Graham McIver kind of bringing up with some of the stuff going on right now. We see Carter Hart obviously leaving the team for personal reasons. Flyers to miss the playoffs at minus 105. Graham saying seems like pretty good value. Thoughts on that? Now, just based on where this price is currently moved to, the possibility of Carter Hart being out for an extended period of time. What are your thoughts on that bet?
So I like it. I actually bet the Flyers to miss minus 10. I think it was minus 110 about a month ago. I bet them the other day again to miss at I think plus 125. You kind of look at this schedule coming up for them, and like a lot is going to be determined over these next couple of weeks. I'd have to go back and pull up the schedule, but they're basically about to run the gauntlet over the next couple of weeks here. Obviously, you lose Hart for an unknown amount of time here. Owen Tippett just got hurt the other night. Like, he was having a really good year for them. I think they're going to struggle to score a lot coming up. They got a lot of really good teams coming up. And again, they're not going to be buyers. Like Moretto just kind of pointed out with the Bruins that we've talked about, like the Flyers are not going in to make the playoffs this year. Like, if anything, they're going to sell off a couple of guys. I don't know. There's just too many teams behind them that are actually going to be buyers. Like the Penguins are going to try to make a run. I think the Capitals may try to make a run. Like the Islanders are obviously going to try to make a run. Like the Devils are going to try to make a run. The Red Wings are still around there. Like the Lightning are there. The Leafs are there. There's just so many teams around them that are going to try to make themselves relevant right now. And the Flyers are just not one of them. So yeah, with this really tough schedule coming up here, like I think anything with a plus is good. I'm even okay with minus 105. I think you can find a little better than that if you were to shop around right now. I see plus 100 at a book I'm not going to name, or they're going to move the price to minus 200 on air. But yeah, no, I definitely like that look.
All right. Moretto, do you have any thoughts on that before we continue on with the games here?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Flyers to miss the playoffs is a good bet, especially now that you got Patty Waugh in the island. So our Islanders are back. And probably going to hit about, 80% win percentage over the rest of the season. So might even lock in some Isles to win the Metro prices right now.
Okay.
It's not going to be the Rangers soon enough, that's for sure.
All right, so let's continue on here. A couple more games here to get through. Again, if you do have questions like this, please send them in the chat as well. If you want questions answered, if you have discussions that you want to talk about, you can head over to thehammer.bet/thenails. Check that out. You can find the link to that in the description of the show here as well. Thehammer.bet/thenails. Continuing to build a community over there. Little bit different than what we do with Discord or your traditional Discord community. So find it over there. You can ask questions, you see news, updates, all that kind of stuff. And you can also break things out into the channels that we have across the Hammer. So make sure to head on over there. Thehammer.bet/thenails. if you are looking to ask more questions, participate in the shows daily, or have us answer things on air ahead of time, that is the place to go. Let's continue on here with the games tonight. The Colorado Avalanche hosting the Washington Capitals here tonight. Colorado minus 240, Washington plus 223. See totals of 6.5 and 6, but mostly 6 out there across most of the books, especially here at Pinnacle. Moretto, what are your thoughts on the total in this game, or sides if you have one?
Yeah, so finally I got a bet here. I do have the under in this game. Now, I don't know what you want to lock in. I think maybe that minus 120. The minus 120s aren't exactly widely available at 6.5. The under 6 at the under 6.5 at FanDuel minus 124. I know Penny is showing plus 106 under 6. If you click the drop down on Penny, if you are in Ontario, the 6.5 is minus 123. So basically similarly priced to where the FanDuel is. I would prefer that in this spot. So yeah, we can lock in that under 6.5. This is honestly an Avs team that is scoring a ton, but like they're not creating a ton. This is just not a high volume offense. It's just really like converting a high rate of their chances. I think that should slow down a little bit, especially with guys like Nichushkin and stuff out of the lineup. And Washington's offense has been about as bad as it gets this season. And I know they kind of scored a few last night. Gustafsson had a rough game, but Colorado defensively has been fantastic. They're not giving up a ton of chances. Colorado's very much like the games they play kind of depend on their opponents. So when they're playing a team like Washington, they're very low event games. When they're playing teams like maybe Toronto and stuff like that, teams that are able to generate a lot of offense, they turn into these run and gun kind of high event games. So that's kind of a trend I've sort of noticed with them at this point. And Washington's very much a team that's not going to be able to offer that much going forward. Which means I think we should see a bit more of a low event game here where Colorado can kind of control the pace and stuff like that. And we have sorry, I was just looking at that message there. And then, yeah, we have a situation where that threw me off. So it's moved. But yeah, that's a situation where I think the Avs can really limit this, and we're not going to get much from the Caps on this total. So yeah, I think under 6.5, up to about minus 125. If those are gone, which I see there, yeah, I saw Albert's message there. It's already steamed away to minus 128 at FanDuel. We can lock in a plus money under 6 if you miss out on the minus 125s or better. But Penny's kind of still standing firm here. So yeah, that's probably where I would bet this. Also getting Lindgren in net for Washington here because the back-to-back. Kemper was dog shit last night. Like 2.5 goals saved below expected. He was atrocious. That's basically, I was on the under last night, Washington, Minnesota. The goaltending there gave us absolutely no chance. The underlying numbers in that game, it was a fairly low event game. I mean, that it happens. You're sometimes going to get bad goaltending, and low event games are going to go over. I still feel like that was the right side. Getting Lindgren in that, I feel better about the goaltending situation here. And obviously Georgiev hasn't been great, but I don't think he's going to be tested all that much. So yeah, under for me here.
Okay, so just for transparency's sake and pull the curtain back a little bit here, Matt, before I let you give your opinion on this, for those of you who follow us on BetStamp, you're going to see that bet as minus 120. I went to lock it in at the minus 124 there. On the screen, it moved to minus 120 for me. The BetStamp app verified it at minus 120. We played that, and then about 10 seconds later, we got a message from Alber on the side and said, just move to minus 128. I pulled the screen back up. I refresh it. It's at minus 128. So for our verification purposes and for what you guys are going to see, just being very honest, that's what happened there with tracking that one. It was at minus 120. I said, okay, if that's where it is, that's where it is. We'll track it at that. And then it flashed back up on the screen. There you go. Evan in the chat saying got it at minus 120 on FT. So it must have been there for who knows how long, but it was there. So
that was the Knish markets teamed against me for a second there.
Yeah, I was like
very quickly.
I was like, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, full transparency. That's what happened. So if you see that price, that's what it was. Yeah. Matt, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, that's certainly a trend that we've seen lately. I'm also on the under. I think I prefer the 6s at plus money personally, even over the minus 120. for all the reasons you mentioned, right? Like, I think the Capitals, they're just still playing these super low event games. Like, I know that we were both on the under there last night, which didn't get home because Kemper was a trash can. Lindgren's been the better goalie all year. And I think when you're kind of getting that against the Avs, where you kind of expect like it to be extremely one-sided, kind of like Moretto was saying before with the Canucks, like you're expecting a really one-sided game and the goalie on the other side is playing really well, that generally tends to lean itself to an under, I think. But no, I'm happy to play 6 at anything with a plus right now. And I did play that actually before we got on.
All right. Well, we will stick with the under 6.5 minus 120 that we did track there. Now 3 more games tonight, and if you guys do have questions, please send them in. Continue to hit that like button. I saw the numbers jump up there, so thank you to everyone who did. But next up, we got the Vancouver Canucks hosting St. Louis here tonight. Vancouver minus 225, best price available. You see St. Louis plus 213, best price on the other side, and totals of 6.5. Matt, what are your thoughts on this game, side or total?
So the side is basically a complete stay away. I think the number's fine. The total, it is over nothing for me. I have no interest in it. It's tough doing it with Vancouver, right? Like, I'm expecting Demko. He's obviously having a great year. Like, you expect their shooting percentage to come down. The Blues are playing a lot more kind of high event games as of lately. I know it's the wrong side. I'm not going to end up on the total, but for me, it's over nothing.
All right. And Moretto, any thoughts, side or total? Also, we're not locking that in as official.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Moretto, anything for you?
We are locking in the under as an official play, though. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I do. I am on the under here. I haven't actually bet it yet.
Oh no.
Just because I'm waiting to see if we do get DeSmith and maybe the market kind of seems the other way and we can get a slightly better price. That being said, I'm completely fine with 6.5 minus 116, so I'm be fine to lock it in here. I don't mind if we do get a Demko confirmation and I end up settling for minus 120. Not the end of the world. But yeah, I know, like, I understand everything Matt's saying, and they're valid points. But like, this is a Canucks team that I think we're starting to see come back to where their numbers are. Like, their regression has started to hit a little bit. They've had a lot more games where they're not scoring a ton of goals. The one thing that's never dropped off though is their defense, and they are giving up so little right now. Obviously, you play a team like Toronto, it's going to turn into sort of a high event game. But like, we look at some of their more recent games, Chicago, they got a shutout there. Arizona, they allowed 1 goal. Buffalo, they didn't allow a goal. Isles, they allowed 2. Like, defensively, they're still playing very, very good hockey. Nothing's changed about that. They're controlling games. And St. Louis, realistically, is just unable to generate anything. Like, if you look at their last, 10 games, they've generated over 2 expected goals once. They're just really, really bad offensive team right now. Not a lot to love about their situation. And, this is about as tough a matchup as it gets for them here. So especially playing on a back-to-back. And honestly, getting Hofer here is maybe even better than Binnington, because Binnington's subject to so much variance, whereas Hofer, you kind of have a bit more of a baseline as to what you're going to get from him. So yeah, I'd be fine. Honestly, if you're watching this and you are waiting to bet it, then like, you see Demko, lock it in. If you see DeSmith, like, maybe wait and you can see if you can get a better price. But either way, I will be on this under 6.5.
All right, just a straight fade, immediate. Alber, sorry, man.
You know what? He feels stronger about that one than I feel about the over for sure. I have not bet the over. I really don't think I'm going to end up on the over, so I'm happy to take that one. The problem is now that we have what was that?
I hope you do, for our sake, though.
Well, the problem here now, right? Like, we didn't think about this, right? Now, after Joey Pucks, we have a double best bet too. And if that doesn't win,
what's the double best bet? Oh, Florida?
Colorado under.
Colorado. Why? Was he on Colorado under?
No, you and I were. So if that doesn't win, we're just going to hear from him nonstop about this now. Especially if he goes 2-0 and we lose that one. Like, that's going to be the end of us on Network.
Yeah, he's going to watch back too. Well, he might not take the time to watch back. He might message me and ask what your picks were.
Oh yeah, he's going to ask.
He'll just message, did they lose?
Yeah, yeah. All right, two more games here. Next up, we got the Seattle Kraken hosting the Chicago Blackhawks. Seattle minus 260, Chicago plus 244, and a total of 5.5. Moretto, what are your thoughts on this game and where we're seeing the Kraken at with this big price?
Yeah, I definitely could not get behind laying this price with the Kraken, but Joey Puck said it. Backing the Blackhawks without Bedard isn't exactly the most attractive bet either. This is a game I have no interest in betting, and I have no interest in watching, for being completely honest. Happy to pretend both these teams don't exist. The Kraken with these injuries are just like brutal to watch. Even without the injuries, they're pretty tough to watch. I want nothing to do with this game. It's pretty rare that you see juice 5.5s, or not juice, but like, not plus money 5.5s on unders. Like, you can get two of the worst offensive teams in the NHL and you're still not getting that. So the fact that we're getting this price is pretty telling to what the state of both of these teams is right now. Also telling in the fact that I want no part of betting it either side.
Fair enough. And Matt, any interest from you?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of related to that total, like the thing I'm the closest to is getting really disgusting and playing the Blackhawks puck line, right? Like, especially you're kind of expecting like a super low variance game here. Like,
Puck line or reverse puck line?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing in mine. No. I mean, that's certainly what I'm closest to. It's like, it's gross. I don't think I really want to do it. Maybe if I were to get a plus 100 and like Dunn were to be confirmed out. I haven't even looked at their injuries, honestly, because I'm kind of pretending this doesn't exist as well. But like, maybe if you get a couple of these guys out, maybe if the Kraken takes some money and you get a plus money on the plus 1.5, I'd think about it. But I'm in the same boat of kind of trying to pretend this game doesn't exist. The problem is it's also a national TV game. So it's going to be kind of hard to pretend that it doesn't exist, which they definitely put this on TNT before they knew Bedard wasn't going to be playing, because this is just a disgusting game now.
Well, there's our comment from discussing brother in the chat, Jordan. Reverse, baby. That's the only way to look at this one. Minus 1.5 with the Blues reverse puck line. There you go. What a night that would be.
Yeah, fading the Canucks always goes so well on this show this year.
Yeah. All right, final game of the night here before we recap everything, go through our best bets. The LA Kings hosting the Buffalo Sabres. LA minus 182. The Sabres plus 165 and a total of 6. Matt, thoughts on tonight's game? Do you have any bets here before we close this out?
I don't have any bets, but it's Sabres or nothing for me. The Kings have kind of stopped playing defense over the last month, and their record kind of shows that. Buffalo, like last night, I thought they were laying too big against Anaheim. You got that in there. They kind of looked like crap for 55 minutes of that 60-minute game. But again, Talbot's out right now. You're going to get Rittich back. I don't really know what we're going to get from Devin Levi now that he's kind of back up with the Sabres, but I was hoping for a bit bigger of a price. If the Kings take some money, I'd probably be okay with the Sabres like plus 180, plus 190, but I don't think we're going to get that number. So no, I actually think this price is right. On the surface, I think it looks a little short, but no, the Kings are not playing very well right now. So I was hoping to maybe get Buffalo, but this price just isn't there.
Moretto, anything for you here?
Sabres haven't exactly fared great on back-to-backs this year. I don't know, the under's taking money, especially at Penny. It's been slowly moving towards the under throughout the morning, which I don't agree with. I don't know. I can't get behind it under the way the Kings are playing. Matt talked about how they're not playing defense, and I mean, maybe it's because they're struggling to score a little bit. In Buffalo on a back-to-back, maybe offense is going to tick down. But yeah, I have no interest in. I have no interest in betting this side or total right now. And slight side note, we see from Jordan in the chat, I was waiting to see what was going to happen here. No Barkov. Yeah. Very interested to see if Joey Pucks gets negative CLV on both of his plays tonight. So that'll be interesting.
Nah,
it's
FanDuel's
currently
not
at
going to allow
minus
that.
218.
So
yeah.
The Barkov thing was, it seems like they initially said he was out. I think they've moved him back up to questionable since then. I could be wrong, and I could have missed something in the last couple minutes.
Jordan's always pretty on, like during these shows, he's pretty on top of the news. Okay. And I know for myself, it's hard to like track this stuff as the show's going on. So whenever he throws that stuff in there, he's always been spot on with it. So I'm assuming that there's news that has just come out that he is. I'm assuming.
Yeah, so. That would make sense. I just saw a little reverse news earlier, kind of playing both sides of that one. But certainly that matters a lot. And obviously, if he doesn't play, I think Joey Knish may get a negative CLV on both plays, which, you know what? He got a massive CLV on Pay the Books this year, and he never won. So maybe his appearance on Edge Work will be the reverse of that.
Well, let's hope in terms of giving out winners, at least, and winning people money for tonight's games. Oh, God. Knish tweeted at you. Moretto, check that Panthers line, all caps, 20 minutes ago. All right, well, that'll do it for today's show. That's all the games that we've covered. You got a special appearance from Joey Pucks there. But, again, if you do want to track all the picks that are given out, there you go. Jordan saying he's the extra at the morning skate, so likely out. Okay.
Also, Gabe Vilardi not on the ice for the Jets. Not expecting him to play, and Scheifele, not expecting Scheifele to play, but Vilardi not on the ice. He is day-to-day, so sounds like Gabe Vilardi will not play tonight too. So Leafs good to any number. Sorry, Joey Pucks.
Oh, there you go. Insight.
When
Barkov
Moretto's
is likely to play Wednesday. Final determination will be made during the pregame warm-ups. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's what I had seen.
Turns out Knish is the only thing that can get me on the Leafs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Knish comes on and you're just so mindfucked that you end up vouching for the Leafs here. It's like,
all right. Well, let's recap for today's bets in terms of what we have. 4 bets for tonight's game through across the 7. 2 of these belong to Joey Pucks. Those would be the Florida Panthers money line, -206. Yes, we are laying -206 with Florida here tonight. Full unit on that one, and then the Winnipeg Jets +117 money line, full unit on that as well against the Leafs. The other 2, courtesy of the regular Wednesday crew, would be the Capitals Avalanche under 6.5 -120, and finally the Blues Canucks under 6.5 -116. If you did enjoy the show here today, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Again, about 60% of the people who watch this after the fact, during, whatever it is, are not subscribed here. There's no reason for that to be the case. You're missing good content, you're missing winning bets, you're missing insight into the games for stuff that you can use throughout the course of the day and maybe even use to get in ahead of some futures bets as well. Thanks to everyone who tuned in here today. Moretto, Alber, thank you guys for doing this as always. Thanks for being good sports about Joey Pucks coming on, because we all knew that he was going to come on and just take shots at you guys right away. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate you guys also sticking through, even though you had no idea that he was the one coming on. So thanks very much.
Had a suspicion.
It was our guess.
Strong suspicion.
Yeah, we did not know.
Yeah.
Very strong suspicion.
It was, but I appreciate that. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Hopefully you enjoyed today's show. If you did, hit that like button before you leave. But otherwise, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.